Sophia Ahmed is a student of international relations based in Manchester, UK. Joined by her friends, she led a campaign on the social media against the so-called Topless Jihad Day organized on 4th April by a Ukraine-based women's rights group called Femen. In response to the call of Femen to women across the globe to protest topless and revolt against their morals and religion in support of a Tunisian member of their group, the student group declared the 4th of April as the Muslima Pride Day and invited hijabi, niqabi, as well as non-hijabi Muslim women from all over the world to give a shut-up call to the imperialist agenda disguised by Femen as feminism, and to post pictures of themselves on the social media with messages of solidarity with women who wanted to cover up, in order to let everyone know that Muslim women are not oppressed and that hijab is their right and personal choice and freedom. The aim of the campaign was to reclaim the voice of the Muslim women which Femen tried to steal, and to let the world know that they are not oppressed and do not need help from outside but are capable of solving their own problems because they were fed up of being told what to do and how to live by the West. This is Ghariba from pkk.tv. Uh,
Mhm.
we have been closely following your Pride Muslima campaign.
Mhm.
Uh, which was an effective and loud response to the topless havoc created by Femen. It's
Mhm.
amazing how a group of young Muslims have made such a strong voice all over the world. My first question would be, what were the elements that urged you to stand up so strongly for this cause against Femen?
For us, the main problem that we had was the fact that fair men were using our struggle in order to um, portray a certain agenda. For us, that was the biggest problem. We don't feel as if Muslim women need Western women to dictate to us how to live. When they actually asked us Muslim women to strip down and go naked to free ourselves or emancipate ourselves, we felt highly offended by that, and that is what actually motivated us to set up this group and try and do something about it.
Okay, but when Femen is liberating you and standing up for you and your rights, don't you think you must be grateful? Because after all, the Eastern women do need a little liberty.
um, I, well, nobody can deny that we do have problems with patriarchy in the Muslim world. That's an undeniable truth. But isn't it up to Muslim women to emancipate themselves, to try and fight themselves and fight their own liberation struggles? I think once you actually try to do that for them on their behalf and start dictating to them how they should dress, how they should live, and projecting your own norms and values onto women who have a completely different culture, that's a form of oppression as well. So no, I don't agree that we should be happy with Femen's views, or we should be acceptive of the way that they go about treating Muslim women.
Okay, but what would you suggest as an alternative way to liberate and empower oppressed women of the Muslim society?
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Uh, you said that there are problems in our society, but you wouldn't want them coming over and dictating to us how to solve it. So what would you suggest as an alternative way to liberate and empower oppressed women of the Muslim society?
There is an alternative way. There's Muslim feminists all over the Muslim world. There's feminists in the Middle East who have vocally come out against women and their ways, and have said that this is a counterproductive way of doing what they're doing, and that they're actually making things worse for Muslim women. There's Muslim women in Pakistan, Muslim movements in Indonesia. So all over the Muslim world, women are actually standing up for themselves and doing this and trying to change the status quo. So there is an alternative, and Muslim women will be empowered, inshallah, one day, and will be able to tackle some of the issues in their communities, and which they are actually doing at the moment.
Okay, but women say that no matter what you write on your posters, your eyes still speak for you and scream for help. What do you have to say for this?
I find it quite audacious that Femen will look at the actions of one woman in Tunisia and come out against her and say, well, look, she's got a right to say what she's got to say, and we're going to come out and support her right to, post naked pictures of herself on Facebook. But thousands of women can come out against, fair men, and they won't accept what we've got to say because apparently, really deep down, we need help from them, which is it's a ridiculous statement to make. It's actually, I think that it just proves what kind of people these are, what kind of people we are dealing with here, delusional people that don't actually understand what they're doing and the damage that they are causing. So yeah, that's my
Yeah, but they say that no matter what you write on your posters, your eyes still speak for you and scream for help. So what do you say for that?
I think the majority of the posters, if you look at the pictures, the eyes scream the opposite of what they think. Our eyes scream that we've had enough. Our eyes scream that, well, femen, the signs say what they have to say. And most of all, our eyes speak defiance. So people are standing up and they don't like that, and obviously it's a threat to them. So they're going to use any way that they can to try and silence our voice, but it's not going to work because people can see in our eyes and they know that they show the opposite of what men are trying to project on us.
Okay, and Femin have replied to the open letter from Muslim women against Femin now. What do you think of that?
There's no intellectual debate there. There's no feminist kind of debate there. There's no thinking there. All it is them accusing us, and it's full of kind of conspiracy and conjecture and these ideas that we've somehow been manipulated by men. I think she mentioned at one point that we have bearded men with knives to our backs who are forcing us into doing this. Which is a ridiculous statement to make by any grown, if a human being, even a little bit of understanding or intelligence would show you how to actually debate something and to do it in an intellectual way. And because they've got that, they don't have any, well, they don't have a leg to stand on. They don't have any backing or any real ideological stance. They come out with things like this, and their letter, to be honest, I don't even want to discuss it because I don't even want to give it that much credit because it's not worth the credit, because there's nothing there that we could actually work with at all, because if they came out with something intellectual that we can engage with on that level, we would be able to do that. But the letter's just like some sort of petulant child speaking about conspiracy theories about how Muslim men force Muslim women to do things against their will. It's a ridiculous statement.
It, it, it sounds sexist too. They're talking about men the way men are supposed. I mean, the way those men are supposed to be talking about women whom they are opposing. So
It's true, of course. And from the beginning, Fair Men's tactic against us has never been about, okay, let's get in touch with them. These are the women that they're supposedly trying to help. They've never been in touch with us and said, let's sit down and discuss this. They've never, engaged with us on a educated, decent, intellectual manner. All they've done is, use these conspiracy theories, use their own warped Islamophobic ideas about Muslim women, and put them across, which makes them look bad, to be honest, because there's no actual thinking behind any of the stuff that they're doing.
Okay. If I may ask you a few general questions now.
Yeah.
What does freedom and liberty literally mean according to you?
Freedom means having the right to dictate your own daily life, having the right to be able to speak out and be heard, and having the right to have a differing opinion in society. I think that's what freedom is about. And people say about we've got freedom in Europe, and apparently we don't have freedom in the Muslim world. If we have freedom in Europe, why are we continually being slapped down by people like Femen, and not being able to raise our own voices? So freedom is one of those words or one of those things that we have to look at in a deeper level.
Okay. Femen have also talked about freedom from morals. So what do morals have to do with the basic human life according to you?
Everything has a moral background. Even human rights have the morals of human rights are actually based in some sort of religious morals. They all come from somewhere. So Feman's statement again, like I said, has no intellectual backing. They don't have a deeper understanding of what they're actually saying, to be honest. So yeah, another ridiculous statement for them to make.
Okay, but you are standing up for the hijab of the Muslim women, which sort of makes them makes them unique or a little different from the rest of the world. So
Mhm.
are you not by your actions trying to delimit the Muslim women from being a part of the global human society?
Firstly, when we're actually just basically our campaign is not about only hijabi women, it's about Muslim women, it's about telling their stories and letting them speak for themselves, letting them form their narratives about their own selves. So it's about hijabi women, non-hijabi women. Whoever identifies as a Muslim woman is free to join this campaign. And you can see in our pictures, a lot of the women don't dress Islamically, don't dress in the traditional Islamic way. And that's not something that we would impose on them or something that we kind of put across. This campaign is for Muslim women, and they come in all shapes and sizes, and dress in all different ways. And we are actually not just one homogenous group that can be treated like that. And that's what we wanted to project.
Mm-hmm. But talking about the hijabi women or about the hijab, you do agree that it is a part of religion to some extent. So, how do you think women can be powerful in spite of these limits?
In, in spite of what limits, sorry.
Like the limit of hijab, for example. Inspire women have to wear hijab, at least they're allowed to wear hijab. I mean, that's what you're standing up for, that they should be allowed to wear hijab. So, in spite of the limit of hijab, how do you think they can be powerful?
I don't think that a hijab limits you in any way. Um, how can a piece of cloth on your head limit you in any way? I think if we look around the world and we look at Muslim women that wear the hijab, they do everything. We have, the Olympians that joined the Olympics, the Muslim Olympians, they were wearing hijab. They could carry out sports. We've got Muslim, heads of companies, heads of states that wear hijab. That's not a problem at all. It doesn't limit us in any way whatsoever. Um, so yeah, that's.
What would be your final message for feminine and the liberals and seculars amongst Muslims then?
I think my final message would have to be that for a long time now, your norms and values have been imposed on us, and we are actually standing up now to try and project a different way of thinking. And all we ask for is for you to try and understand what we're getting at here, and be a bit more open to dialogue and be a bit more open to thinking in a different way.
Okay, I thank you, Sophia Ahmed. It was very nice chatting with you.